All right, so I'm going to be doing a deck profile of my ritual beasts. Don't really know what to call this channel yet, but yeah, I'm just going to show you what I run. I think it's a little bit different than anybody else's. I run a couple of stranger things in the deck, but nothing you probably haven't seen before. So, all right, so start off 3 Elders. It's the main combo starter of the deck. Starts everything that you'll be doing, all your plays, especially with Kanahawk, which I'll show in a little bit. 2 Lara and 2 Wens. Wen gets 1 from Banish Special Summon. Lara gets 1 from Graveyard Special Summon. They're just good monsters to have all around, but no more than 2 of each, I think. 3 Kanahawk. Kanahawk is basically a gold sarcophagus for the deck. You banish any ritual beast card in general, so that includes your spell and traps, and then 2 turns it comes to your hand. So I usually use him with plays with Wen, and then a play with an extra deck card that I'll show you in a little bit. I run 3 Rampengu. Rampengu lets you basically search out any with the new fusion and send it to your grave. I'll explain the new fusion in a little bit. I run 2 Apello. It's good if you're trying to get a real quick OTK because he does let you banish 1 to increase the attack. But your main beater isn't affected by him, other than the new fusion, which I'll explain again in a little bit. I won 1 Petalfin. If you really need a Compulse, it can be searched out. It's a really easy Compulse too because you just got to banish 1 Ritual Beast from your hand and you have banishment control in this deck. I won 1 Debris Dragon because I run Goyo in this deck. You use Elder, which is right up here, and Debris Dragon to bring out a Goyo. I only run 1 Synchro, but it's nice to have there for an extra play. 3 MST. It's an anti-meta deck. You need 3 MSTs in the deck. I run 1 Bond. It's a good card, but again, you could search it out if you really need it. It's not too necessary. 1 E-Teleport. This is going to be moved up to 3. When I get to the cards that I'm going to be taking out to replace with E-Teleports, I will point them out. But this should be 3, but I don't have 3 at the moment. 1 Mass Change 2. I'll show you. It's a really easy way to get a Divine Wind. Because Divine Wind's a really good card, and it's really easy to get out in this deck. I have 1 Book of Moon. Anti-meta staple, Rikeki, of course. D-Fissure, you run Banish Control, that does nothing to you. And 1 Prohibition. A lot of people don't run this card, but I think it's really good in anti-meta decks, especially if you know what you're going against, because you could stop people's plays by, possibly stopping 1 of their good cards. Could be switched out. It's very player choicey. Ambush, really good for the deck. Good to have 3. You could special summon 3 from the graveyard. Or Banishment. You special summon 2. I'm sorry, not 3. I only said 3 because there was 3 here. You special summon 1 Tamer and 1 Beast, so it's really nice to have. 3 Steeds. It's a Regeki if you have enough monsters. It's really overpowered, to say the least. I run 2 Mistake because you don't really add to hand unless with Kanahawk effect, but you could add to hand and then activate Mistake, and it Fs your opponent over. Run 1 Solemn Warning. 1 Compulse. Like I said before, with the E-Teleport, I'm dropping a Compulse because you have Petalfin, and Petalfin's an infinite Compulse once per turn. 1 Bottomless Trap Hole, because you need a Bottomless Trap Hole. A Macrocosmos, because again, it doesn't even affect you. And a Black Horn of Heaven, which I think I'm going to be dropping as my other card for the other one. Now I'm going to go on to the extra deck. Alright, now onto my extra deck. That Mass Change 2, right there, Divine Wind. Divine Wind, really easy to get out. If you get Mass Change 2 first hand, you generally get a Divine Wind first turn. It's a nice card to have. Gives you an extra draw. They can only attack 1 monster per turn. It's just an all-around good card. I run 3 Ulti Apellos. This isn't getting cut down, but I just think it's a good beater in general, and when it attacks, it's not affected by card effects. That's why Apello doesn't affect it, because, again, it's not affected by card effects once it attacks. 2 Ulti Petalfin. It's a good blocker, but I'm dropping it to 1 when I get the 2 of the new fusions that just came out. Basically, the new fusion, it takes any Ritual Beast monster and then 1 Tamer and 1 Beast. It's pretty broken. It has a 3200 attack, and you could banish 1 Ritual Beast from your hand to negate the activation of a monster effect, a card, spell, or trap effect. So it's pretty good. So I'm going to be running 2. I'll show you what the other card I'm dropping is. 3 Conahawk. It's a searcher. You just send 2, 1 Beast and 1 Tamer from your graveyard to banishment to graveyard, and you get to search out any card. It's a win-win. 1 Ragna Zero. It's good on those decks that buff cards up, like Clifford's. Shark Drake. This is the other card I'm dropping for my other, what's it called? Gaiapello. That's the new fusion name. I don't know if I said it yet. 1 Abyss Dweller. 1 Silent on Arc. Lavalval Chain. Like I said, graveyard and banishment control. It's sweet to have chain. Send any card to the graveyard. You might be able to add it to hand. Or you could throw a card to the top that you need, like Mass Change 2. Not Mass Change 2, you couldn't. Debris Dragon. That's the card I was looking for. And then 1 Goyo to make use of your Debris Dragon. That's really it. I have a side. I'll show you my side. It's not really done, though. Like to have another mistake, some mind crushes, but I don't yet. 1 Trap Tricks, Meyer Mellow, I believe it's pronounced, which starts out a bottomless for those pesky decks. I run an Acid Rain. A lot of people haven't heard of this card, but it's really good against Clifford's. I think it's basically an extra Regeki for Clifford's. Destroy all face-up machine-type monsters in the field. Simple. I think it's a swell card. I side Foolish Burial because I don't know if it's necessary yet. I don't find it to be too good. Soul Absorption is a really broken card in this deck, considering how many times you banish, and sometimes because you might just have Macrocosmos on the field. A lot of people don't choose to play this, and I don't see why. I used to play 2 when I didn't have majority of the cards, and I used to just go insane with life points. It's really simple effect, and it's pretty broken in this deck, so I don't see why you couldn't test out running that. I used to run 2, and like I said, it worked really smooth. Gold Sarcophagus is, another one of those ones where it's like, what do you want to do? I run 2 Anti-Fusion Device, possibly 3 in the side, because Anti-Fusion Area, or whatever it is, you can't really use because it goes way against you. Anti-Fusion Device just lets you destroy 1 on the field. It's for mirror match, and sometimes for heroes or stuff like that where play fusions. But it's not a bad card. It's nice to have 3 of. I run 2 Appropriate. I don't know if you've even heard of this card. I think it's pretty decent. Whenever an opponent draws a card, you can draw 2. Burn decks. Done. You draw your OTK real easily. Vanities, I think I want to main this. It just makes sense. It's an anti-meta deck. I should be maining Vanities. But the thing that really screws you over is when you have a card like, where is it? Macrocosmos on the field. And you have Vanities on the field, and no cards are going to the graveyard, ever. So you can't special summon, your opponent can't special summon, and the game is going absolutely nowhere. I said 1 and the band plays on. I have a lot of strange cards on this side because it's not done, so I'm just kind of deciding what I think would help. Pulling the Rug is actually a really good card against your Senjus, which are seeing a little bit more play. When an opponent monster is normal summoned, and they activate an effect, you could just gone, destroyed. Torrential, I don't really want to run Torrential in my main. I don't think it's necessary. Yeah, simple. Chain Destruction is nice, and Chain Destruction basically just, wipes out any... If you have, like, a Fiendish Chain, and you Fiendish Chain a monster, because I would run Chain in this too, I don't think that's a shitty card either. You could Fiendish Chain a monster, and then Chain Destruction the rest of them. And then they really don't have no chance of using that effect unless they special it. But I don't think it's an amazing card. But I mean, it gets rid of the rest of it, whatever that monster or card is. And this isn't even a full side deck. The side deck's really up to your opinion because it really depends on what you think you're going after at your locals. But if you're going to regionals, you know, you got to think in that sort of sense. So basically that's it. I went over most of the plays. If you guys have any questions, you could always ask in the comment section below. This channel doesn't have an official name yet. Probably will by the time I upload this video, though. That's the basics of it. I want to do some openings on this channel. But we'll have to see, you know, what it comes down to. But that is basically it. All right. Tell me what you guys think of my build in the comment section below. Have a nice day.